Did you know I was very late in the D&D or RPG
So we're gonna have a waffle about D&D and tabletop RPGs and stuff.
Yes, that's why I started this conversation this way.
Ah.
So, did you know I was very late into start playing RPG games in general?
No, I didn't realise you were late to the game. I mean, how old is late? How old were you?
20 something.
Oh,
Yeah, and I didn't know D&D actually. I only heard of D&D from it was an animation. I didn't know it was a game. And I started playing Vampire the Masquerade and not D&D.
Vampire the Masquerade was awesome.
It was awesome.
Funny enough, D&D and Vampire the Masquerade were my two intro RPGs as well. Exactly the same too.
Nice, but mine was the other way around. I started playing Vampire the Masquerade, and then I started playing Vampire the Dark Ages, which is the best one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I don't know what they are today with all the updates and everything, but I think I was playing the third, second edition. I don't remember.
I still have the rule book in my little wish list in my Amazon, kind of in the dark depths of one day I might grab one.
Yeah, the one I was playing is the one that is like a green marble texture on it.
That's
and
Masquerade.
With a rose.
That's the Masquerade. Dark Ages was a blacky purpley marble.
I had both books.
100% sure.
Well, they both from the same edition. So if you're looking for which Dark Ages I played, it's the same edition as the green marbly.
Yeah.
Masquerade.
Yeah.
And it was great, but I would love to go back and start playing vampires again. But looking back, it's such a cringe game. You can't play as you grow older. It's extremely cringe to act as a vampire.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Vampire the Masquerade. You're not so concerned about, like, I don't know. It was almost because there's so many different clans and things and so many different abilities.
I think there were 7 clans or 9 clans. I don't know. I knew all of them by heart. I don't know. And then they have that clan that nobody knows how to say the name.
Yeah. Oh, Samsey.
Oh,
Sims.
I have no idea. No one knows how to say that game. So I say it's Samsey.
Yes.
Whatever that name is. And it happened to be my favorite.
It becomes more about the flavor of the clan and not the fact that you're a vampire. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
the thing with Vampire, there's something, there are a few things that makes the game very cringy. One is the hierarchy between vampires. You are always subservient to the elders, yeah.
Yeah, the one who created you.
They can use a natural intimidation over you, which is the power of their blood.
Yeah.
If their blood is more powerful than yours, they can automatically repress you or suppress you.
Yeah.
You can roll a check to avoid the suppression, but it just leads to escalation, which is
that's like total insubordination.
Yeah.
Punishable.
And it can lead to...
It's very master and servant.
It can lead to a frenzy as well.
Another chip.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly.
I don't remember. What is that?
Master and Servant, Depeche Mode.
Oh yeah, you can't sing it. I'm sorry.
No, I know, but I'm just chucking a reference in there, and it's like
you can sing the royalty-free version, the one I taught you how to do it.
Oh, just by like butchering it.
Yeah, I don't know the song, so otherwise
adding a note here and there and mangling the tune.
Master and servant.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
But people will get it, I guess, because beautiful singing.
Yeah, you say that?
Yeah. I'm going to introduce more royalty-free singing.
Wow.
In this podcast.
Oh, goody. Can't wait. So moving on.
Yeah. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So if you keep trying to resist intimidation too much, you can get into a frenzy. And the other one that makes it extremely cringe is all the burying your fangs. You need to drink blood, and then you need to act there on table. You can't just say it's boring to play, but just like, oh, so
you mean upholding the masquerade?
I will bite this person and then I'll take some blood. That's not how you play. You have to act.
No,
it, right?
It's a storytelling.
Yeah, it's a storytelling.
A drama school.
It's a storytelling, but if there is no acting, it's boring. It's just
that's what I'm saying. It's like out of all of the tabletop RPGs, that's the drama group.
Yeah, you have to act as a vampire. Yeah, and seducing your victim and then biting and drinking.
Like vampires.
Yeah, I have vampires. So I don't know if I can do that anymore.
Reference there,
but other than that, it's such a great game. You know,
it is the system itself, like the game mechanics and the sort of the way the game's engineered and created with the dice system and the dice pool and the kind of the D10 system, all on D10s. I love
it's all on D10s. Yeah,
I love it. It was so good, and the whole kind of like pick a stat, pick a skill, and then you dice pool of how many dots from each, and then if you would get a 10, you roll it again, and you get that escalating like whoa.
Yeah, and we start introducing our own skills in the game. So it may sound weird, but not quite. We added some influence from growing up, where we grew up at, with lots of Japanese influence. Before it was cringe, okay? So just putting it out there, because nowadays you see all this kid with Japanese influence, it's cringe as hell. But that was before this was anything, you know?
Yeah.
So it's more like from games, actually, influence from games other than anime. So we created a system of we could buy specific skills. Like, for example, you could train with another fellow vampire, and then you could
learn their ability.
Yeah, not learn their ability, but learn to attack together in synchrony.
Oh.
Yeah, and that would cause more damage and things like that. But you both of players would have to spend skill points in buying the abilities and everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we spiced up the game, and it was fantastic. And we did the same with the Masquerade.
Your vampire spice.
Yeah.
Spice up your life. Spice up your unlife. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Spice up your blood. We did the same for the Masquerade. Funny enough, talking about Vampire the Masquerade, the characters that we played with is on my desktop. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll write something about, with those characters.
The weirdest fucking character set I've ever seen.
They have long evolved past vampires. They just became, they just became their own thing and just start making stories about them.
About like RPGs and tabletop RPGs and people house ruling stuff and creating their own things. No one ever sticks to the rule books completely.
No, but there's the best thing. That's the golden rule.
Yeah.
That they teach you. The golden rule is there are no rules.
Well, there are, but you can bend them at your will.
No. The golden rule is there are no rules.
Twitch.
So you play, Twitch. You don't need to be attached to the rules. And our Masquerade game was extremely influenced by Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah.
Oh my God, you did come in late.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But not necessarily in a cringe Matrix way. Everybody wears robe and everything. It was a tactical team.
Oh my
basically,
God.
Yeah.
That was 1999. So you're talking so millennium. 2000.
2001, I think. 2001, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's when I started playing.
Well, hang on a minute. When did I start? 1993. Wow.
Oh my goodness, no, I wasn't even born then.
What?
I didn't even know what RPG was or D&D. I only knew the TV show, the D&D, Dungeons and Dragons animation with the Dungeon Master and yeah.
And the world's greatest evil, Uni.
Yeah. the unicorn.
Oh my God. You want to get home? No.
No.
I'm sure uni was like the greatest evil of all.
But even though
A little bastard.
my favorite character was the acrobat, what's her name?
Sheila?
No,
Was
Sheila's the
thief.
invisible.
Diana. Yeah.
Even though Diana was my favorite character,
She was
the
awesome.
invisibility cloak was my favorite weapon.
Yeah, funny enough, that's that's what I had in my head as you were saying the wrong one.
So on my art portfolio, I have a drawing of Diana I've made.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
But I lost my portfolio. So
What?
very sad. I lost like decades of portfolio that I put
God.
together.
Yeah.
I have no idea where the file is. It's all
I've
gone.
got so little of my artwork and stuff.
Yeah, I love
a few scribbly, sketchy bits and bobs.
No, I had a lifetime of drawings put together. All gone.
Yeah, so Fernando and I are both like arty kids from school days.
Yeah.
And I went to college and studied art and design and photography.
I have a degree in art and animation and video game
design and animation.
But I've never worked with it like for real. I exercise a little bit of game design.
You've worked in teaching it.
I did teach at college, and
For a little
I
while.
do work as a game
Just before
designer.
Corona
But it's like on the down low.
broke the world.
Yeah. I'm happy not teaching anymore. I love teaching. I don't like the institution
Education
of
system.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
Very corrupt. Not focus on actually teaching at all.
That's because it's an industry. It's a corporate.
It's a business.
It's a financially driven, statistically driven,
It's
money-making machine.
It's
all
a
about
business.
funding
Yeah, and the children
fudging shit.
is basically the product.
They're the MacGuffin.
They're the MacGuffin.
Students are a MacGuffin.
They don't care about the
So
students.
cynical.
They care about the stats.
Yeah.
And then they forge stats left and right.
Yeah. Sadly,
it's not about teaching at all.
Should be.
And honestly,
Isn't.
just a little bit of going on a tangent here, but not every child, not every person is made for education.
No.
And that does,
Some
and
are
we are
academic,
forced.
Some are practical. Some are artistic.
And they are the ones that holds you the most, because you are forced to focus on them above anybody else, and then you're denying education to the good students because you're too focused on the student that don't want to learn too. It's not designed, not made for that. Yeah, I'm
big
to the
segue.
point.
This is an
I just have a little chip of my on my shoulder.
We both do.
About that.
Fernando's worked a little bit in education, and I've worked in education for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I need to. I wasn't made to be a student. I was a terrible student. I've learned how to study late in life. But anyways, going back to Vampire the Masquerade. So we played Vampire Masquerade and the Dark Ages for 3 years, every single weekend without missing. That's the thing about RPG and like roleplay games. Roleplay nerds, it's their religion. And when you've got a group, a dynamic group, and you play like intensely, it becomes your life. It becomes your religion. It becomes your nerdocracy, your complete all. And it's like everything you do, you're just like, yeah, whatever. I want to get on with the next. Like you wish your weeks away so that you can play again the next weekend. Yeah, we used to play for like 6 to 9 hours on a weekend.
Oh, God,
straight. We would start in the morning and finish at night.
Yeah,
and go home
weekends.
Like forcefully go home.
Hardcore
because you don't want to stop. Yeah,
yeah.
And
early hours of the morning, you're like, ooh, but you're still going.
And
loading up on the worst energy drinks and the strongest coffees.
Yeah, we didn't have that. Just a bottle of Coke, I guess.
Yeah.
And some bites. And then you go home, you count the days on the week until the weekend.
Yeah.
So you can play more.
So obsessed. And that obsessive nerd is still in us.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. It's dangerous.
But there is an energy
Wait,
about
take over.
playing D&D that you don't have as an adult. Well, at least as an
You do,
older
but life
adult.
stamps on it.
No, it's still, you don't want, you will not have the patience to sit on a table for almost 15 minutes just waiting for your turn. Like we would early in life. Just paying attention to someone else's story, like, oh, hey, that's cool.
I don't know. I disagree. I think that it depends entirely on the mood and the atmosphere and the dynamics and enthusiasm of what is going on in any given moment. Sometimes it is amazing just to sit and see and hear and be a part of what's going on with someone else's character in their little subplot and side plot. But the weird and tricky bit is when you've got to try and not be metagamey.
Oh no.
And be like, oh, actually my character doesn't know anything about that. Oh, I mean, you've got to try and interact and react in a way that's like you as a person know what's going on, but your character who was not privy to any of it, you've got to be ignorant of it.
Yeah, but
that can be really fun.
That falls in my role. I'm a DM. I'm not a player. I DM most of my games I've ever played, and DM is 85% of a good player. The
DM
game.
is Dungeon
and it's on the DM to remind or enforce the rule that the player doesn't know what the character knows, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And if the player start acting a little bit so you have to hold them back, or you have to make them throw the dice.
A good player should already be doing that.
A good player should already be doing that, but sometimes people will, try to sneak a thing here and there, which is all right. And many times I'm like, yeah, but your character doesn't know that. So let's look at the overall thing. Let's analyze the scene. My games are not heavy on checks if the acting is good. I read it. If sometimes the acting is so good, if a player make a decision, I just approve.
And for anyone that doesn't know what he means by checks, he doesn't mean like writing out a check. He means by like doing something, using a skill or an ability with a dice roll to see how successful you are to try and achieve something.
Yeah, for example,
like a skill check.
Yeah, if you walk into a room and someone was murdered in the room. And so you walk in and you're like, oh, so I see a pot of blood and someone was murdered. I don't know how to give a good example.
Well, yeah.
Someone got stabbed here. Say, no, you don't know if they got stabbed.
Blood on the floor. So
but
like,
you can,
oh my God, right, I'm going to roll an investigation check.
Yes.
To see, and then they're like directional splatter to the blood, or is it just like a drip?
Yeah, but even if I say that, even if they
dripping from the ceiling, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, but even if I don't necessarily give the information there is like directional splatter.
Just random example.
They may roll the check, and if there's a successful check and say, oh, you will see some directional splatter.
And of course it's a varying result as well, depending on.
And if they fail, you're like, oh, you got bitten by a rat, and and
you stubbed your toe,
and then you tripped, and it fell backwards.
You're
and
concentrating on how much your toe hurts. You completely miss everything.
Yeah, or I just give them a completely wrong clue, if they fail.
You just trod in the evidence and ruined it.
Yeah.
Fumble. Wah, wah.
It's like, well, you think that happened, you got hit by a rhinoceros instead of stabbed.
And it was a goose. Yeah. Definitely a rabid goose. What?
And there's lots of comedies in my games as well, because everything can be interpreted quite funnily.
Oh God, yeah.
Not in game, but outside the game, so the players are always laughing.
And depending on the mood of the game as well. Some games it fits to be like slapdash comedy.
You have to have the right players as well.
Some games it fits to be like serious and moody and atmospheric, like dark and sinister. Ravenloft, yes.
I never played Ravenloft.
Oh, so the best.
So
Ravenloft
we played
brutal, evil, harsh.
There was mention of Ravenloft
amazing
in the D&D that we played together. Yeah, as Quipper fell into Ravenloft through a portal.
Oh,
He got sucked in, remember? But we get there. Hold on.
vaguely remember.
So we played
a few years ago now.
Vampire for 3 years. And like I was saying, if we are acting well enough and an action is interesting enough, I would even allow it without check.
Yeah.
You know, like something happened.
If you can style it out.
Oh yeah, I reacted this way.
Well, that's what roleplay
cool.
is.
Usually I only do checks when I think an action will change the course of the game, rather than just like, oh, I did a pirouette and a backflip and I avoided this thing that was falling on me.
Nah.
So yeah, okay, fine, that's cool. Because that looks cool and it doesn't really affect anything in the game, you know? You just dodged a boulder doing a backflip and a somersault. It's okay.
Yeah. And in converse to that, in the reverse of that, it's always fun and it's so much cooler to add descriptive dynamics to even the most basic roll and check, just to give everything that flavor and style and kind of... and it's not just, oh, you rolled a 17.
Yeah, no, it makes the players feel really good
in the chest.
Yeah.
Describe it, style it.
Absolutely. Because the way we played, we were not allowed to speak on table unless it was related in-game.
Yeah.
So anytime that we had to break the in-game, there was a coded message to say like off-game. And then we would very briefly ask a question and answer, and then back in-game. If someone is sitting on the table and they speak anything, it's in-game. No, it's in-game.
Okay.
And people in-game will react to what you're talking about, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. That was a big rule in our game, and it was amazing.
Ooh. That sounds like that could be abused.
No, it was
by
never.
The DM.
I think it has been used.
Your face says yes.
But mostly because it created a really funny scenario rather than, you know, was in with the intent of causing any harm or disadvantage.
Advantage and disadvantage. Oh God, that's such a 5th edition D&D thing.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I wasn't sure if I liked 5th edition because I felt it was so oversimplified in that sort of advantage, disadvantage kind of bias system. But I actually quite like it. In the end, it was like, oh, actually, yeah, that kind of works. I don't mind that. But one thing I do not like about 5th edition D&D is for me personally, I think the magic system.
5th edition is the one we played last, right?
Yeah. It's the current. I don't know if they're talking about rebooting. I'm not sure what's going on with D&D at the moment, but we haven't played for a few years now.
We haven't.
Not for about 4 years, 5 years since we left London and moved to Ipswich.
Yeah.
But yeah, the magic system, I feel it got nerfed.
Yeah,
it was
everything got nerfed.
It was no, but magic especially got ruined, and it was the concentration system.
Yeah.
And you can't, it's like you have to focus and concentrate to sustain magic, and you can be interrupted with damage, and you have to make concentration checks to be able to maintain your spells. And they added a lot more concentration to loads of spells that were no such thing before. And it really ruined the stackable combination effects that made magic and in D&D and AD&D and everything so awesome. And now it's like one or the other. You can only have one thing going at a time. I mean,
I don't like what they've done with the 5th edition in many ways, not only just magic, everything. As you level up, you don't become, you know, a creature of legends whatsoever.
Yeah.
Your level 20 magic or skills or whatever is just like, oh, you can fly
that's
for
quite
10
cool.
turns.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. You know,
not
if
like
you are
an
level
absolute-
20, you are the legend on earth. You know, the person that can make miracles
Distort
out
reality.
of thin air. Yeah. It should be just like, you know, you can level a mountain once a week or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
That much power.
remember the days of AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, AD&D,
Yeah.
and to cast a 9th level spell was like, oh my god, it was such a huge thing. Just the mention of 9th level magic was like, whoa, mind-blowing. But it doesn't feel that way.
No, it doesn't.
In fifth level.
It feels like you are 10% stronger than level 1. That's
Yeah.
what it feels, being level 20.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, it does, at least to me, you know? It's like,
Look at the ability progression and sort of, I love to nerd out and plan ahead with the characters. Yeah.
one, you should be almost like
Just-
not even a challenge. You shouldn't even be challenged by anyone below level 10 as a level 20.
No.
You know, most things shouldn't even
It
affect
should
you
be like
at
borderline
all.
demigods.
Yeah, oh, level 1 will throw a punch at you and you have to check. And then what? And then if you fail, you get like a 4d10 damage or something like that. As a level 20, are you kidding me? It shouldn't be a thing. Maybe for a mage.
That's an oversimplified.
Maybe
kind of
a mage, because they're not
odd
physical.
example,
Yeah,
but-
so they can take a punch and they're probably gonna take damage. But then they, in their
No, not
spellcasting
necessarily.
ability, should be absurd.
Yeah,
And their spell defense should be ridiculous as well.
Yeah.
You know, they can
absolutely.
swat
With
any
I know I
tiny
was
little
just about
spell.
to say with contingencies, but I don't know how contingencies even work now. In AD&D, there was a thing called contingency, and you could have like chain contingencies. And so, like in the event you cast a spell that's basically saying, in the event of such and such, blah 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 will happen. Bang, and then you just kind of
Yeah.
whenever that particular scenario happens, the spell that you cast into the contingency is triggered. So if somebody came at you to punch you in the face, a particular person, you could have like stone skin kick in the split second they're about to hit you or something.
Yeah. But
such like.
do you know how if
And then a time stop and a delay blast fireball. And then a teleport. Oops. Goodbye.
But you
So
should
they punch
prepare
you
your
in the face, break
contingency.
their fist, you vanish, and then they explode.
yeah.
Oh well, bye.
Yeah, but that if
Can't
you
do
are
that anymore.
powerful enough, you should. Do you know that feeling when you're fighting an ancient dragon? That's how it should feel to fight a level 20 character.
Yeah.
A level 20 character should be on par with an ancient dragon.
Yeah, and dragons have been a bit nerfed, in my opinion. I don't know. They just don't seem like the massively mythical creatures of awesome power and legendary status. They're just like, oh yeah, it's a dragon.
That's
Kill
the
it.
DM. No, that's on the DM.
Do you think?
That absolutely 100%.
Well, you could say that about anything.
You could, because DM is, like I said,
Players and
85% of the
DMs
game.
Fudge everything to be
Yeah.
whatever they want it to be.
Yeah, because I remember we fought.
There are no rules.
We fought a black dragon, right?
Mm.
And we barely made out alive. We didn't even actually hurt it. We collapsed into the floor, something like that.
Oh, were you talking about the last game?
Yeah,
Mm.
and I lost my beautiful armor because we fell into a pool of water and I was sinking too hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you had to like shed the armor.
because I was a paladin, by the way.
Yeah.
It's the first time ever I played as a paladin, and I made a character that I just adore, and I would love to use that character again.
Yeah.
Zacharias.
They were awesome characters.
It was a little bit of a craze.
That was an awesome game, actually.
I'm sorry, I'm blowing my own, trumpet here, but I make good characters.
Of course you do, honey.
I make iconic.
In your mind,
I've
that
got Zacharias, the psychotic religious zealot. I've got Quipper, which just by the name. Unfortunately, I don't have what it takes to be a Quipper person per se. But the
no one
character,
else but you knows what that means. You're going to need to.
Quipper is someone who does like a quick reply to everything in a funny way.
You mean the term a quip?
A quip.
Yeah, like a witty quip is a cheeky little verbal comeback.
And he was a little bit of a selfish, actually very selfish.
I meant to describe the character, not the word.
Oh, Quipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, he was a friendly, selfish guy that only cared about himself first and then maybe someone else. But he had a problem because he could only transfer, ideally, because the game has rules, and that's the problem, have to follow the rules. But again, the golden rule is there should not be rules. It should be accepted and implemented. So his only problem is he can't transform. He was a druid?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he couldn't transform into any other animal other than a quipper, which is like a piranha type of animal.
Yeah, it was a big fish, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he was so he got kicked out of his village because he couldn't transform into anything else. And he was on a journey to try to discover and why, and try to learn to use his powers better. And then we have Wendy.
Oh, God.
Wendy was just the best. Wendy was an old lady. Proper old lady, like nearly 50,
Who was
60. No, nearly
your
60,
reference
isn't it?
for
Susan Sarandon. Imagine Susan Sarandon. And she's like, she's a disaster. What type of mage was she?
Not Susan Sarandon, Wendy.
Wendy.
Clarify.
What type of mage was it? A wild mage.
She's a wild mage. Chaos.
She was but the thing is, she was not an adventurer. She never wanted to be a mage or anything. It was in her blood, it's part of her family. And she was the only one in the family that refused going into adventures. She just wants to have a normal life, not do anything, just stay home, cook, clean, and do whatever, raise kids and anything. But her family got into a lot of trouble adventuring, and they all died. And then the loan sharks and the crime bosses that gave a lot of wealth to her brother and sister came after her, say, oh, by the way, they owe me stuff.
Family debts, pay up.
You have to pay, or I'm gonna come for your family, for your village and the kids and everything. And she felt she was forced into going to an adventure. She never wanted to be anywhere, and she was a wild mage. Everything she tried backfired.
Yes, it did.
And on top, and it was a family curse. Every single one of the family was a wild mage.
Oh, God.
And then on top of that, she was hired as a spy to spy on all of you. But no one knew.
Dirtbag. You dastardly little dirtbag.
But, she meant well to everybody, but she had a mission. She had a job to do. It was really fun playing with her.
Yeah, what was the setting of that one? That was in the Underdark. That was...
Yeah. She couldn't read well. She needed glasses. It was too dark. She was tired. She was an old lady.
Yeah, that was the one where we started the campaign in, like, prisoners in the Underdark, wasn't it?
I started with Quipper,
but
Quipper got sucked into...
name of the actual campaign.
I don't know. Yeah, caves and... No, that's Minecraft, caves and cliffs.
Yeah, it was the one with the mushroomy demon queen.
He was following a book game.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate.
No, it's all right.
I would never do that.
No.
You have to, because you have to be forced into predefined paths. I would let my players to be a little more free. And then if you want to do something and you are very successful at doing that thing, but you're not in the right path, you would have to block it. I don't like that. I feel like extremely limited. Yeah. And I would love to go and play again. I would love to actually try and DM again. I haven't DM'd in over a decade.
Oh,
more
God,
than nearly 2 decades.
you'd need to really like swat up on what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
That's the thing. To be a DM, you really need to have like such a good knowledge base.
But that's the thing. I don't know any rules. I don't know anything, and that's the beauty of it. I'm not.
You know what always
I'm not
put me
limited to.
off DMing. I always wanted to, but as a player, I always deliberately kept myself out of the loop and tried not to remember all of the details of every creature and monster and
Yeah.
like, so that you're not kind of thinking, okay, yeah, that needs cold iron to deal with that. Oh yeah, I
don't
just
know.
suddenly knew that, and you don't meta game and stuff, or like, oh, you need a silvered blade for that, and this, that, and the other.
So,
or they're immune to fire, they're immune to acid, and as a DM, you need to have all of that.
yeah. So my group worked because we had one player like this who knew everything.
Right.
So he was my he was always calling me, oh, that can be done because this, and I was decided on spot, overruled or no allowed. And it was fantastic because I was then players never knew what I would allow or not because I don't know the rules, you know.
So you were just chaotic to the point of
I told a story, and I never hold. How do you say that? I never held anyone to the rules, so they were also free to tell their own story their own way.
Okay, as long as it's like consistent with the inconsistency.
It was. I would
in a fair way.
I would try to understand the races, the classes, and everything, and the clans, and
whatever. I mean, there's some things that you need to kind of hold to as much as is feasible.
Yeah,
but sometimes it is nice to kind of bend and change things up a little.
Oh, you would love and hate playing with me as DM because one, I would be much more open to your extravagant way to play.
Yeah.
And I would also apply rules that you never heard to things, and you're like, but this is not in the book, and I'll be like, I don't care.
In my opinion, and the way I feel about kind of role playing and gaming and stuff, it should always be for the benefit of the storyline.
Yeah.
And it should always be not necessarily for the best benefit of the character and the player at any given moment, because sometimes bad stuff needs to happen in some ways.
Well, in a story, I was a storyteller.
The good should be absolutely like reveled in and like marveled over, and it should be like a fantastical thing.
Yeah.
Because when things are good, it should be like really, really awesome. But then some things need to go badly occasionally.
Most things needs to go bad when you're telling a story, because this is a call to adventure.
Not too heavy on the negative bias.
No, absolutely. But you need to leave the door open for your players to achieve things successfully.
Yeah.
Everything, when you're telling a story, everything is downhill until it's uphill, all the way at the end. You know, it's you trying to climb a mountain that is having an avalanche, for example, and you allowing your players to have their own plans on how to fight through the avalanche, you know, to get to the top of the mountain, to achieve the success. And sometimes they're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna leap from this ledge to that ledge, and I'm gonna grab this and that," and then you need to cleverly allow them to achieve those
go
things,
with the flow,
you know, because they still fighting an avalanche, but they succeeding, you know, and it feels good. Sometimes the avalanche will throw you down, and then you work as a team. Your team will have to make a decision whether they need to come back and rescue you or anything. And it's great. So most of the things usually will go wrong, even with the successes. Say you achieved this, but that thing happened.
Just to force a bit of a dynamic adaptation.
Yeah,
and
I avoid
throw spanners in the works.
I will avoid as much as I can to taking player successes. I will be like, yeah, what you've done did not work.
Destroyed.
I won't tell the player like that. What you've done worked, and then I will come up with something on the spot that will be worse than, that will still set you back, but allowing you to have your achievement. And because that is my favorite thing about DMing, is to thinking on the spot. I never had a set story.
Improvisation.
I know where the story is going, but what path it takes, I have no idea. To me, it's everything is thought on spot.
What's the hardest thing for you to deal with as a DM?
Well, it was harder to learn to balance player achievement with elevation of the difficulty. Just like I said,
escalation.
Yeah, like I had to learn to allow players to succeed
and better.
But at the same time,
you got to ramp up the difficulty,
make them fail.
Monsters.
So they would succeed in little things, but fail on the overall progression. So that balance between allowing the player to still claim their win while they still losing, that was something that I've learned slowly.
Okay.
But I don't think it's difficult to DM at all unless you limit yourself to a predestined path. If the story tells, the character needs to go through this path, and if they go to the other path, there is no story on the other path, what do you do? And the player wants to go on the other path. That to me is a sin as a DM. To you can't go on the path. I want to go on the path. Okay, let's do it. And then there's a blank page from that moment on. That there's different challenges, and you when you design an overall target to the story, you can readapt that. So if you're if they will go left, they go into this dungeon where there is this creature, but then they decide to go right, I can swap things around. It doesn't matter. As long as there's a different result.
Just keep track of what you actually did and keep a record so that you know.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know anything. But I can also have ideas. And if a player, I will try to avoid killing players as well.
Absolutely.
I introduce Phoenix Down to my D&D games. You can resurrect characters.
That's one thing that, yes, it should be a possibility, but it should be such an earth-shatteringly bad possibility that it's you just don't go near that scenario.
Because players become attached to their characters.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I introduce resurrection with a caveat. So player resurrected would lose one level. So if I died on level 10, I would come back at level 9. I would lose progression. So people didn't want to die. Even though they knew that they wouldn't die, they didn't want to because they didn't want to lose progression.
Yeah.
So they did their best to play the game in a self-protective manner.
Yeah.
So you will not see me killing players. And what was the other thing that I was going to say? I don't know. I think it's all about the players in the end.
Yeah, and it should be, because it's like you're watching a film and you've got your main characters. Yeah. And the plot is all about them and their
journey. It's their story, yes. Yeah. They are the heroes of the land. Exactly. They are the chosen ones that is going to, evolve and defeat the big bads that will destroy the world. So why treat them as if they're nobodies?
Yep.
They are stuff of legend. But that's why DMing Vampire was so much easier than DM. I DM'd D&D for another 3 years after that. But Vampires has a much more condensed set of rules.
Yeah.
And everything is in one page.
And it's more fluid and dynamic. Yeah. With the ability to just tell it.
Yeah. It's a dot system, and the difference between dot 2 and dot 3 is immense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's only 5.
Yeah, 5. Well, 6 or 7.
So for anyone who doesn't know what the hell we're talking about here, you have a character sheet. Yeah. And you have your stats, which is your statistics of strength, dexterity, intelligence, all of that kind of thing. And then you have your abilities and skills, and you have 5 dots in
So your
a stat,
yeah.
and then you have 5 potential dots in a skill. And then when you use a skill, say it was an investigation of a crime scene, you use your intelligence, say, and your investigation skill. And if you've got like 3 dots in intelligence and 3 dots in investigation, you have 3d10 and 3d10. So you have a little dice pool in your hand of 6, and you toss your 6d10, and that's your
Exactly. And
combination of like stats and skills.
yeah, and
you can really
things like auspicious as well in Vampire, which was my favorite.
that's one of the blood abilities.
Yeah, which was my favorite ability of all of them. I love it.
Oh yeah, so
it's dot 1. You just like you hear better and you see better than everybody else.
Yeah,
but just a little bit. Now you can hear conversations that are far away or behind a wall. Yeah. And level 5 or level 6, because I used to play Dark Ages. Dark Ages. Yeah, you can touch an object, and then you can see, like you can roll back time of around that object, so you can see how it was manipulated, who touched it. You could even hear conversations if it was relevant.
Awesome.
Around that object.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Vampire the Masquerade, each vampire clan that has its own sort of style and flavor have different bloodline abilities that are tailored to and relevant to, and maybe a little bit cliche to, the particular vampire clan. Yeah,
they all have 3 each.
Yeah,
and
you get to choose.
You don't get to choose
how you create your character.
Oh, you can choose how the dots go in on the 3 of them.
Yeah,
and sometimes you have abilities that other clan has, but not in the same combination as you.
Yeah.
So
when you create your character in any kind of role play system, there's particular ways of creating your characters. Most of them, it's kind of almost like a point-based system.
Yes.
Where you have a certain amount of points that you can spend on a certain bunch of things to determine how strong, weak, intelligent, reckless, stupid, skillful, powerful in certain.
And it was good to start with this and then go to D&D, because we transformed D&D into a point-based system. There was when we were creating characters, we came up with points to spend rather than roll the dice.
Yeah, we did.
So you have a set of points that you could use. You can only have one ability with level 20, 18. What's the
18 was the racial max,
18
generally.
Only one with 18, and then you had to distribute the points with
not
around
max. The baseline maximum.
We simplified D&D a lot because we had so much experience with Vampire.
Yeah.
It made it much easier to play.
Yeah, we sort of blended styles a little as well, with little house rules and things.
You had a really good character as well, the naked ranger.
Naked ranger. It wasn't a ranger. It was similar to a ranger. It was more like a woodland ninja. It was a wood elf.
Yeah. What was the class?
He was part rogue, part monk. Monk? Out in the park. Rogue and monk.
Oh yeah, I did play with a monk as well.
The way of shadow.
I forgot his name.
Ninja.
Yeah.
And the rogue element was kind of like woodland outlander, kind of similar to a ranger. Dee was the ranger. But yeah, being a wood elf, he was very kind of nature ranger kind of tuned as well. So yeah, awesome. Very kind of like, in my mind, I had a very sort of almost Mesoamerican Amazon style kind of.
In my mind, he was just
indigenous.
Like a little bit of a freak, piss-smelling homeless elf that wore its own hair as clothes.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you, darling.
But I liked it the way it is, you know. I like
the whole hair as clothes thing was like, I was trying to create a little bit of like a clan identity. So they sort of, as a clan, they grow their hair and they use the sort of elongated dreads to sort of, as a ceremonial cut at a certain age, they'll cut their hair and their dreads and then weave kind of like a dread woven tunic.
I would allow you to put spells on it and work as an armor.
And they like weave vines and plants and things and animal kind of totems of bones and feathers and things into the sort of the tunic of it, and then they start regrowing their hair and they become like a living ghillie suit.
Yeah.
So they're like camouflage. They become one with
because your character
nature.
Did make everybody uncomfortable because he was naked. He was a little bit of a crazy, homeless, piss-smelling elf.
Yeah, it was like
it was great.
No,
I loved it.
He wasn't a crazy, homeless, piss-smelling elf. He was just in tune with his clan ways, and it was like he didn't. But
who to say that the clan's way were like
you're going into a town and they're like, oh my god, why is he not wearing any clothes? It's like, put some clothes on. Why would I want to wear that? Ew. It looks itchy.
But that's the thing.
It smells weird.
The clan's way doesn't have to be prestigious. It can be something so ridiculous that everybody's like, I'm not even going to discuss this. Fine. Just have it, you know.
Gave him... he was given a leather armor to wear, wasn't he? And it was like, no. No. Refused. They're like, you have to. It's ceremonial armor. You've got to wear it. You can't enter. And he's like, no, I'll be outside.
Yeah.
DM must have hated that.
Yeah, because you broke the story. I would come up with a side story for you to something to do outside.
And it became hard as a player to actually maintain the integrity of that. Because it's like, shit, what am I doing now? I'm almost cutting my nose off to spite my face.
But that's the type of player I like. Players that are loyal to what their characters are.
Yeah.
You know, like I was with all of them probably.
Yeah.
But mostly Sicarius.
Absolutely.
Sicarius would make decisions that was against the story. Because he was a zealot. He was like
fanatic.
Past a zealot. He was fanatic, and he was always right in his head. And it was, his justice.
Such a great quote.
His justice would come at any cost, and for him, he would commit murder, but not accept it as a murder. It was the rightful thing to do.
Yeah, he would almost take the hit. And like sacrifice himself for the greater good of his mission.
He would sacrifice anyone. Yeah.
By not conceiving it as a murder, it's a necessary.
Yeah, when we had that uprising, that little town uprising at the very beginning of the game, remember?
Oh wow, God! Difficult to remember.
And then one of the villagers just tried to stop me from reaching the big mansion. And I just clubbed the guy's face because he was preventing my justice.
In my way.
Yeah.
Spank.
It's get out of the way of my justice. Because he was the only and last
you are an obstacle
acolyte of the justice god guy.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Not Baldur. It was Baldurion's...
But it was Baldur's brother.
Yeah.
I can't remember. And it was fantastic character. But when
Forza.
No. With this F. Can't remember. If I remember, I'll say it, yeah. But when the DM decided that to try and kill the character, he was forcing my hand to act against my character.
Yeah.
And I almost did, but in the end I didn't. I tried to save myself because I was a paladin, and a paladin would put other people first.
Depending on the deity, depending on the oath.
Yeah. But my deity, my type of paladin, the most important thing in the world is justice. And if I die, my mission would,
Yeah.
So I act selfishly and try to save myself.
Of the mission.
And I let someone else die. And it was trying to punish me, but I was like, but why? But you're a paladin. But, yeah, but that's not the type of paladin I am.
Yeah. Interesting.
It kind of makes me want to go DM again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I want to do stuff like that. And I have so many stories to tell. but I don't have the time now. So who knows? When we get 1,000 followers,
Yeah, start up another little D&D
that's my
club.
excuse for everything. When we get 1,000 listeners,
Get a new D&D clan
subscribers, maybe we'll start a D&D channel.
Yeah.
If anyone is in the mood to listen to me trying to communicate and DM with my no knowledge of rules whatsoever, allowing things that should not be allowed, and
so clunky.
Yeah. But I can do this. But, okay.
According to the rubrics,
yeah,
whatever. No. What?
Maybe. I don't know. Try to be nice, because I'm telling a story for myself as well.
Well, yeah. It's a collective story. It's a collectively improvised and ad-libbed legendary story. That's what RPG is to me. It's a symphony of improvisation and creativity. And when you get players that harmonize and the dynamic of their ideas and interactions is so fluid, that's when it's pure gold. So good. Really, that's what I miss.
But I don't think we know anybody around us that would love to play.
Not anymore.
No, I don't think, other than you and me, from the people we know, none of them speak about D&D or anything.
Plays, and he's got a little D&D crew.
Yeah, our neighbor, maybe.
They didn't want to originally, but I think they've sort of dipped their toes into it.
Yeah, do you think?
I think so.
I don't know. I think she plays more online stuff rather than
probably
around the table. And besides, you can't tell a story in 2 hours, and no one wants to spend any time playing D&D.
Yeah, the days of like starting at 6 o'clock in the evening and finishing at 3 or 4 in the morning.
It's over.
Yeah, but they were such good times.
They were.
And even just character creation, I miss that creation process of not only just creating a character. Whenever I created a character, I created a world of a focal character with family and family businesses, family legends, family interactions, and sort of clan identities and village identities, and what outsiders thought of them, what the insiders thought of them. And it was always such a sprawling thing. And I think in a lot of ways that came from the instinct of, shit, if this character gets killed, I need a backup. And it's the most beautiful piss take of that ever was in the cartoon that we were watching with, I think it was with Steve and Sarah's kids. And it's kind of like an updated, more modern version of the D&D Dungeons & Dragons cartoon. And one of the characters dies, and it's like, oh, and this is my twin brother. And he just appears like, wait, he's the same. And it's like, yeah, sounds like D&D.
I kind of remember something like that.
Yeah. And it was just, I cracked up thinking, yeah, so many characters.
Yeah, because they invested on the character.
Yeah.
Why kill people's characters?
Exactly. And when you've created a character and you've put so much thought and effort into it, and you're going to put so much more thought and effort, and you've got plans ahead for how it's going to be and how it's going to get to be, and then bang, it's cut short.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I haven't got to the point of that yet. No. And then you need to scratch that itch. When you end up with a slightly different version.
Yeah.
And then you do something similar but a little bit different.
When I make a new character, I make a completely different character. But I was a bit upset when the DM took Quipper from me.
Oh.
Because I really enjoyed the character. It was such a blast playing, even though I'm not a Quipper person and I don't know how to act like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
make druid, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's a tiny little thing. It was a halfling.
Yeah.
And
it's so jarring.
It was.
Because all of a sudden,
and it was none of my decision whatsoever. It was like, oh, a portal has opened and you got sucked in. I had absolutely
bag of holding.
no chance.
Wasn't it a malfunction of a bag of holding?
I don't remember. No, because I wasn't trapped in a bag of holding. I was trapped in the smoky land place that we're talking about.
It was something to do with a bag of holding, I'm sure. And there was a magical interaction with like a bag of holding being taken through a portal or something.
I don't remember.
And then it's that double negative of like magic on magic with the portal translocation-y magic.
Because at the time I was transformed into a bear.
Yeah.
And he said a portal has opened or whatever happened. Something reached through and grabbed you. I say, okay, I'm gonna revert back to a halfling. I'm that tiny little creature.
Just squirm out.
It will lose its grip. But I wasn't allowed to.
Too quick.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to.
Oh.
I said, okay. And it took the character from me.
And you feel like
why?
You've been stolen from.
It was, basically. I mean, I played along, I made a new character, and that led me to create Wendy, which is a fantastic character anyway.
Yeah. Batshit crazy old granny.
Yeah, and I absolutely love Wendy. I think she's one of the greatest characters I've ever made.
What little we got of it as well.
Yeah. And then she accidentally nearly killed everybody.
Our real world was a bit of a mess and a chaotic. I mean, Corona was in the process of ruining the world at that point as well.
That was pre.
Just before?
Yeah. Yeah, there was no after. I don't remember.
I think it
was because we moved here after the whole COVID thing. Just when the world started rotating again, we just decided to leave and move towns.
After the lockdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were locked in a tiny little box in East London.
Yeah, so it was definitely before that.
Cabin fever. Yeah.
And the last character that we played with was this Sicarius, because we even had the little. Was it?
No. Yours was Wendy. Mine was Ignatius Firestone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, goodbye, Wendy. Hope to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, with that the way Ignatius was like killed off so unceremoniously, I was so damaged, hurt by the loss of that. It was a real heartbreaking.
But it's your character anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, it's there, it's in my mind, and it's even the sort of the creation of was kind of contorted into a different version than I wanted it to be. But I can recreate it however the hell I want in my own mind. And
yeah, and for a very short time, I also had a monk. Remember,
one shot with Jacob as
a monk that was not allowed to wear any clothes other than a thong. Yeah, and he was not allowed to carry any wealth other than 1 gold coin in his thong. Remember that. So every wealth I've made, I had to give to the other characters.
Either way, yeah. I don't remember that.
And yeah, it was a very brief campaign, because then we played with Jacob after that, and I made 1-1.
Just a one shot. Yeah, that was one day.
It was two games, I think.
No, just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and another great character, 1-1. I made a beautiful backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have
such a cute story. 1-1 was a barbarian, half-orc barbarian. But he was raised by wild boars. He never had any, quote unquote, human interaction until he was
a humanoid.
Yeah, coming up to his adult years, and he was abandoned. No one knew, not even him knew yet, because he was found in the wild by boars, crying, and then the boars took him in as thinking about food, but then realized there's no, it's kind of, and then they start questioning the boar's question, is there a baby boar? It's so ugly. And then he was the ugliest of the village. He grew up being called the ugliest because He was not. He was not as pretty as
so
a boar.
Disney,
Yeah,
honestly. It's just like
and
a half orc
but he was a
warthog.
It was kind of a fun
Mowgli.
rejection. It wasn't. Yeah,
Timon.
it wasn't a bad rejection. It was more of a fun rejection. It was the odd one, but everybody was like super cool, and it was a super isolated little cove of boars that they never seen the outside world or anything. But he was the boar that had strange talents. But he's called 1-1 because he used to cry too much, and then they called him 1-1. Yeah, as a baby.
Well,
And then eventually, time caught up with the tiny little cove, and there was strangest changes to the world, and 1-1 was sent out to figure out how to save the village, the little cove thing, and bring prosperity back.
well, not
but
prosperity. They're boar, but like
yeah, but they liked the little community
vitality,
thing.
whatever.
You know, they were safe and everything.
Stability.
But one of the boars was actually a druid that transformed into a boar and wasn't able to transform back. So he just lived as a boar for his whole life. And he taught 1-1 how to speak common language badly. So that's why he spoke that way. Like a little Tarzan type, like me, you.
Yeah, little Mowgli boy.
Yeah. And he was basically the Jesus of the village.
Oh god.
He was sent into a mission to figure out the outside, because no boar was allowed to go past the little stream. Yeah. There was a little stream river that went around both ways, so kind of an island cave isolation. None of them. So they gave him permission to cross the stream and go into the real world without knowing anything of it. And there was the great fun about everything.
Yeah. See, this is what I was saying earlier about you don't just create a character, you create a whole world.
Yeah.
And that's what differentiates players.
Yeah, and then on the sheet I had to buy an extra language, and I spoke boar.
Yeah.
You know, because I knew how to communicate with boars.
Which is, it doesn't sound like much, but as a character creation process thing, that's a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
For character style, that's a big thing, because you should be thinking like common tongue, dwarven, elven, maybe orc.
Yep, he knew a little bit of common language and boar. That's it.
Yeah, because boar is not going to help you in any way, shape, or form ever.
At all. And I spent points on it.
Throwing away part of your valuable character creation kind of point system allotment stuff.
I didn't know. My character didn't know he wasn't a boar until he left the whole thing. He didn't know there was
like
different races. Didn't know there was different races. He didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
He saw horses for the first time.
That's like a method actor version of D&D.
Yeah.
We are thespians. D&D
super committed to it.
Absolutely.
And Jacob was like, "But why are you speaking like this?" I said, "Because have you not read my story? You know." I said, "Because I don't know how to speak. That's why."
That's who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to use 1-1 again.
Yeah, I want to use Firestone again. I really do.
Yeah.
There's so much. I would love to like novelize that whole kind of character world and background of Firestone.
Yeah. They see, I still have all those ideas about stories I want to write using those characters, because to me they evolved past what they were, which is just D&D or vampire characters. They evolved, they became something completely different. They have their own background.
That's it. You literally,
they are a story on their own. Yeah, I could, and I 100%. Want to. I have ideas that I want to create.
Yeah,
I don't think I have. It's not the right time yet, because I don't have the time or the financial position to be not doing anything, you know, and just writing.
Yeah,
I'm not a talented writer, but I am somewhat talented storyteller. I
Skilled.
can create stories.
Knowledge and some skills in it.
Really well.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. I think it's still ahead of me to write those books.
I just remember the name of why I called him Moth.
Why?
The wood elf.
Because of
ninja.
the leaves and stuff.
No, it wasn't. It was, oh my God, I went full nerd. I literally worked out a phrase in Elven of what his clan is and what they do. And it was his interaction. None of this actually ever happened in game or out of game or anything. It was all just background character creation stuff. And when he was kind of exploring out and venturing out into the world, anyone he ever spoke to because he didn't have a name. This was the irony of it. Moth did not have a name. He was they who vanish into shadow.
Yeah.
And in Elven, it was, I'm trying to remember. Hold on. It was something like Roya Olvana Ivede e Moth.
Okay.
And it was it was something like, there might be a few extra
Yeah.
in the mix. But yeah, in a human world with an elf talking Elven, and they're like, what? Yeah, Moth? Okay, Moth. No, Royal Vide Moth. And they're like, yeah, like I said, Moth. So that was how, and Shadow is Moth in the Elven tongue. So the Death's Head Moth was his kind of symbolism, and he embodied the name.
It's also because he was a brainless, piss-smelling homeless that could get distracted by light.
Brainless. Not at all.
But, well, really skilled brainless.
Smart.
Yeah, there's a lot of very, very, very skilled people that are brainless.
I mean, he was very, very wise, because he was actually kind of like, with the whole game mechanics of monks and rogues, it's like dex, wisdom and intelligence were his key stats. Charisma shocking, dump stat alert, because that's how character creation goes.
We can.
He wasn't strong.
I could absolutely write a book on Moth and 1/1 together, because 1/1 likes Moth because one, he smells like a boar.
Well, he's earthy and natural.
And that
doesn't smell of perfumes or anything. Or soap.
And they a little bit of a reject both of them.
Yeah.
You know? And there could be a story there.
He could literally stand in front of you in a forest and you wouldn't even know he was there. Stealth beyond all stealth. I've never made a character that could stealth as hard as that little mofo. Literally, like,
I mean, I'm sure it's very easy to
stealth and perception.
Trick 1/1 into stealth because he's a boar, basically. They noisy, they loud, they messy, they're not really very attentive. Like, they're just a force of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little nature thug.
Yeah. Because by all accounts, 1/1 believes he's a boar.
Yeah.
Even if you put him next to another half orc, who's like, nah, that's not me. He has that image,
like dysmorphia.
Yeah. It's like, I don't look like that now.
Just a weird ball.
Yeah, and mirrors are weird. Mirrors are black magic. Like, no.
Bad juju.
Need to write this. And let's get to 1,000 subscribers then, so I can have the time to write my books. Because I can't talk too much about them, but I do talk to you a little bit about my books and stuff.
Yeah.
Not bad ideas.
Nice ideas. We've got so many nice ideas.
But I make myself way too busy with way too many projects. And I don't know how to stop. Because I feel like
the creativity.
We
need to do creative things, otherwise we die inside.
Yep. But
and living a mundane life kills us.
I could try to just sit down and write, and that's creative enough. But I can't, because I don't feel like I can't do that while I still have all the things that takes priority, you know?
Yeah, maybe there's that sort of not instant gratification as such, but the sort of the need for something tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like tabletop RPGs and
Even if I write
D&D
only the
stuff,
two,
they give you that.
yeah, they do. They do. I think D&D is what made me like this, not D&D, RPG in general.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
made me like this instead of being more.
And
it put me in a different category of creation, of creative.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it should. I've said this so many times. It should be introduced to schools. RPG, tabletop RPG should be brought into schools, and it should be introduced to kids at a very, very early age, because it's such an incredibly powerful multidisciplinary tool for teaching on a social level.
Social skills,
social
absolutely.
interactions, creativity and imagination, and stimulating thought processes and problem solving skills.
Oh, especially
Like,
problem solving. It made me a different person
come up
altogether.
with solutions and ideas and not be afraid to try.
Yeah.
And the mathematics of all of the scenarios that you're kind of creating and involving yourself in with D&D and roleplay games, with like working out all the different types of dice from a D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, D20, D100, and the kind of the percentage kind of increments of things.
Nerd, that's still nerd for me.
Spatial mathematics with like area effect magic and spells, and conceiving ideas of like landscapes and buildings, and like
he's building up to a black hole
space.
He's collapsing into a singularity, everyone.
Nerdy Google players.
He is.
But yeah, it literally is. I mean, you try and teach a kid like three-dimensional mathematics and spatial mathematics, and they're going to be like, oh my God, what the hell is this boring crap? But if you tell them that you're creating a magical construct in three-dimensional space, and you're creating an illusion, and it needs to be this many cubic
don't forget that not everybody's built for that.
You can kind of inspire and create that spark of like, whoa, and the desire to learn comes with the spark of excitement and interest.
Yeah, but you will also find people that don't agree with you, don't like D&D whatsoever. It doesn't matter how much you try to introduce them to the whole thing, and that is fine. But you're giving the opportunity, because usually the players that interact positively with D&D are usually the shy kids. And I used to be completely introverted before I met D&D, and D&D taught me how to be expressive, how to not be so shy and everything. So it taught me a lot of social skills and problem solving. I think I've always had that with me, but it certainly has improved my problem solving skills, especially as a DM. I think everybody should be introduced, but you will find out who does not interact with it whatsoever, and that's fine. They need to go and find what they like, actually. But to combat shyness,
you can tailor a game to be in the style of whatever interest any given person is interested in. If somebody's a maths nerd, you can create very mathematically.
Some people don't have imagination.
Musical, and they're all about music, then bang, bard.
Okay, but some people don't have imagination, and that's hardwired. You can't fix it.
Okay.
Some people don't like...
That's very physical, very pragmatic.
Yeah, but you're still
a warrior.
It's still an imagination game. You need to sit on a table and play pretend.
Yeah, so you have a few physical representations, you have models, you have miniatures.
They can't. They will find, oh, this is stupid, and they walk away. And maybe that is okay, yeah. And that's absolutely okay, because they made for something else.
Play football.
Yeah.
Or something.
Some people don't like play pretend at all.
Yeah.
Especially there will be some level of autism where it's extremely
It's a very spectrum.
upsetting to try to imagine something that don't exist. You know, but that's a little bit more advanced level of autism.
I was actually thinking completely the other way around. We always seem to go polar opposite ends. I was actually thinking in terms of it's quite a spectrum-y thing to be so fascinated by it and so deeply obsessed by it and to become so entrenched in and involved in and to explore every facet of
I think that works for us.
the possibilities and capabilities of it. And that is a very autistic thing as well.
But that works for us because we're both very creative. So everything that you're saying there is it's an accessory to exercise creativity. Some people are not like us. They don't see what you see. You know, the same way we don't like football and we just wonder what the hell is, you know, what's the point?
Yeah.
But then football is the most watched thing.
It's a sphere. It has no point.
Yet football is the most watched and followed thing in the
On
planet.
The planet.
Yeah.
Batshit.
And I don't understand why. And I'm like, okay, cool.
No.
You know, you're not going to see me in the game ever.
Yeah. World Cup or D&D? D&D every time.
Yeah. Or
hands down.
Cinema, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the cinema is just lazy D&D. You're just watching someone else's D&D. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like D&D is a film that you're creating on the fly and you are in it and you are creating it.
I used to try to explain D&D to people or RPG to people as a theater with guidelines where it tells you how you can act and how you cannot and should not. Because everybody's like, oh, what's RPG? Oh, it's a game. So who wins? No one. There's no wins. So
no, the answer is everyone.
I mean, but it's like, so how do you finish the game? No, you don't finish the game.
How do you know when it ends?
Yeah.
What about your life? Your life doesn't end until the day you're done. That we know of.
A lot of people ask the same questions. And who wins is probably the most prevalent of all the question.
You got to think in that case, you zoom into a scenario. You win a small battle. You win in a situation where you're using skills and abilities to achieve something.
We try to explain. Some people won't understand that.
It's a success.
And so I would go into try to explain. So it's basically a theater with guidelines where you can act, but there are ways that you should not act. Yeah.
Guided improvisation.
Yeah. But it's still hard to explain what role-playing game is to someone who never heard of it.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. And it needs appropriate kind of introduction so that it's not kind of seen as a weird and stupid thing of...
be careful
not
with
making any
squeaky microphone.
Oh, hang on, I'm moving the mic arm.
Yeah.
Get ready, people.
No.
I'm doing it carefully.
No, don't.
Gonna squeak. That's it. I need to move. I'm getting a dead leg.
You need to speak closer to the mic.
I know, but I need to move because I've got a dead leg. It's yours.
Me too.
I
need to stretch my leg.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, there's loads and loads of other RPG systems as well. And one of my favorites was, it used to be called MEGS. It was an acronym, the Mayfair Entertainment Game System, and it was taken over by DC, as in DC Comics.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. It was such a mathematically smart system of...
that already breaks it for me.
Oh no, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. And it was like exponential. The Mayfair exponential gaming system. And it was, say you had an ability to flame blast.
Mm-hmm.
You could project flame on, boom, blast it out. Power level 1 would be whatever power level 1 is, X amount of damage to stuff and things or characters, people, items, whatever. Power level 2 is double. Power level 3 is double 2. So it's 1, then it's 2, then it's 4, then it's 8, then it's 16.
So it's by the power of
exponential power increase. Yeah, and the character creation
Okay,
process was
it's
very, very point.
5 levels above, you
purely
can
point
set the
based.
planet on fire, I guess.
It's
That's
well, you
how
gotta think,
exponential works.
this is the power of this system. That's how it works, and that's how you can create characters with your character creation point level was the power level of the character. So, for example, Robin to Batman to Superman, there would be ultimately different point system and like a totally different power level.
Weird.
And no, beautiful.
Weird.
Way cool. Like so smart.
No. I don't know.
Beautiful
Maybe
grid.
too nerdy for me.
Like a squared rectangular grid with the kind of the exponential, and you rolled your dice to see like on this and this cross-reference, and that's what the effect was.
Okay.
Amazing.
Because you know that magnitude, I think 11 earthquake is like planet shattering, isn't it? So you know those things go up really fast. So if you go level 6, you can destroy planets, basically.
Well, you're talking, without actually knowing the system and the powers, and you can't really comment like that. That's just randomly thrown out there. But yeah, it was a great system. Really, really smart. The one thing it didn't do very well in my mind, or I never wrapped my head around with it, was items. In D&D and other RPG systems, it's very item related, and you could just kind of collect and pick up and find or steal or buy or create. Even creation is a whole different can of worms, but items is a very, very big part of it. But in the DC system, the Megs system, and I think it became, Blood of Heroes after that, it was all very much the character themselves and not so much the stuff and things. So I never really figured out how you would create like Batman with his utility belt.
Yep.
That's, yeah. But if anyone out there
interesting
those systems,
explain to me please, because I don't understand. It goes a little bit too nerdy for me. For me, it's more like story. I like the storytelling. Yeah. You know, if it makes the story cooler, nicer, more interesting, I'm allowing anything. No, it's all about the stories, about how to make the players feel good, because they want to retell the stories. Oh, remember when I did this? Remember when I did that?
Yeah.
You know, and they will go around telling the same stories to everybody else.
Yeah.
You want your players to be like that, to feel like that.
Yeah.
When everything is too much by the dot like this, it really... I know there are people that adore this, you know, this whole mathematic calculation and this and this, and
yeah, it can be.
You are more on that side of a nerd than I am.
Yeah. And I think sometimes that can be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, when everything is too much like actually, you know, and fixing your glasses and
I mean,
dotting.
there were many times when we loved each other like bros.
I'm the one who's gonna be like
family, but we would row. Holy shit, we would row and argue about stupid things and just frustrations of like interpretation of rules and nitpicking and shit.
I like the rule because I say it so.
Yeah.
Not in a negative way. It's because if there is a rule and I'm like, yeah, but that's not a cool rule, so overruled.
Yeah.
Love it.
And just kind of bending things for the need of the moment, and yeah. Sometimes you just got to.
But well, someone's like, oh, but the rule is this, like, oh, you just happen to be in a room where that rule doesn't apply. Whoa! It's a magic field that you're standing on.
It's literally, you know? I mean, you can do what the hell you
anyway. Honestly, it's like, yeah, this room specifically has a seal, and that seal cancel that rule. Yeah. So it's right there on the wall. What are you gonna do? Break it?
And I think,
and they're like, yes. So okay, go for it.
Yeah.
and then I'll make them roll a die, and then they fail, and then they stab their own shoulders. Like, ooh. Oh, and the failures as well. I like to exaggerate.
Just thinking
The best that I can is this
fumbles.
When they roll one, it's the most ridiculous thing. It's not just like, oh, you missed. No, you miss when you roll a 5 and you're supposed to get a 7.
Yeah.
You know, if you're supposed to get a 7 and you roll like 1, you know, you accidentally shot a cat that was beloved by someone else, the person next to you. You know, oh my god,
no. Who just shot his grand? Oh my!
Your grandmother was walking by.
What the? Yeah.
Yeah, that is how it is. That's how failures work on my stories. Sometimes need to stop. No, give me a minute. I need to think of what I'm gonna do here. Just stop talking to me. It makes me feel I want to play again. Totally. We know it's not going to work.
And dice. Oh my god, what is it about dice? Those polyhedral. They just crack. They're like crack. You just want them and have to have them. And that weird, nerdy, like, superstition type thing of having your favorite dice or color-coded dice.
Oh, I had my...
And
I moved to UK. I brought my dice with me.
Oh, yeah.
I lost them. But they were my original dice that I had from Vampire. A white and a black one.
Yeah.
A white and black and a red and black and red.
Nice.
With the roses.
Oh.
As a failure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I lost them.
Sweet. Oh.
Very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was always like, oh, I'm casting a fireball, so I need my little speckly, orangey, yellowy with the black dots D6 dice because they're fiery, and then you can have your kind of like your little color-coded D4s for your magic missiles, and totally. And when you're playing your sort of your naturey characters, you crack out your little browny, speckly dice and stuff.
Well, who knows? Depending on how things go moving forward, if we have the time, we could start a little campaign on YouTube.
That would be super cute.
And run a little, like, weird campaign with the way I DM. We never know. I'm not a great actor as well, so I don't really act.
You don't
really
need to be, though. That's the thing.
But we force ourselves because we have to be. And on my table, as I DM, no one is allowed to speak outside the game.
In character all the way.
In character all the way. Only exceptions have to be rare. And you have to announce that you're not in character and be very brief and go back into character. Even if it's not your turn, don't talk. If you talk and it's not your turn, you representing someone else in the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, people were like,
it's that way because it kind of trains and disciplines you to be respectful of what's going on.
Yeah, even character.
Other people. It teaches you to a reverence almost of other people's involvement in what's going on.
And if you want to...
you that other people's interaction is also as important as your own.
Interaction is 100% important because if you're playing, if you're fighting an enemy, for example, and then a player next to you wants to give you an idea how to do a better attack, they can't speak to you directly off game. They're gonna have to do that in game.
Yeah.
So which forces interaction between characters.
Yes.
And then the character says, I have a plan. How about you try to do this, and that, and then I'll go that way and try to do that. So it's much better.
And it gives you I mean, you've got to think about the sort of the in-game real world kind of interactions of like, so you're sneaking around in a little warehouse and you're kind of ready and you're getting ready to kind of ambush somebody, and you're like, okay, so we're going to do this, and we're going to so if you go left and they can hear you
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
crap! Oh, bullet
If you-
hole in the crate behind you.
Yeah, there had been scenarios like that where
They can hear you whispering.
players start talking. I'm like, well, you just
Okay,
got caught.
sweet. You just blew
You know?
the cover.
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, literally.
But I'm not the best
That's
at
where that metagaming and reality kind of
love it.
yeah.
We were a very unique group, and
Oh my god,
what-
one of my favorite, exactly that kind of scenario. Brilliant. It was playing a game called Heroes Unlimited with an awesome friend of mine years ago, Antonio, and he was DMing, and we had a bunch of our characters. Paul was there,
Yep.
Dr. Harrison, he was there as well. And my character was this bizarre kind of alien from another world that traveled to Earth, and there was like a time vortex, time dilation mashup. So she arrived in completely the wrong decade. She arrived way too early, and she got kind of tangled up in the whole retro, which was her name, retro,
yeah,
of the sort of 60s, 70s. But because she was super long lived, she just kept on going. But she got stuck in that little time zone. So she had this massive, she was like dark blue skinned with a huge white afro, massive platforms, these kind of big pinky purpley kind of flared trousers. And
Yeah.
she loved Betty Boop.
okay,
And she had a watch that was Betty Boop. And I don't know what the hell inspired this, but it just stuck in my mind during the character creation process. And she had like gravity manipulation abilities. She could increase, decrease, and kind of bend and contort velocity and momentum and stuff. She had this funky boomerang and shit. And so we were in this building, and we're all sort of sneaking, and we're in the sort of the roof loft space in a drop, like a fake ceiling kind of thing,
yeah,
above the enemies that are in the room below us. And I'm kind of manipulating gravity, or retro is manipulating gravity, so that we're all kind of like almost 0G, and we're kind of pulling each other along this, like, imagine the sort of the air duct system above. And Antonio, as the DM, was clearly getting bored,
yeah.
and we were all probably a bit stoned at the time, and he was just kind of like needed to move the game along, and we were just like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, right? Okay, you can go that way. How did you do that? You were just planning it all out, and then all of a sudden, Antonio just sits there and goes, boop boop be doop, boop boop be doop. Boop, boop, be doop. And I've looked at him, I'm like, I clocked what he was doing. He didn't say anything. He just used the little Betty Boop catchphrase of boop, boop, be doop. And I was like, I knew we were in each other's minds, and I was like, it's the watch. And I'm like, in person, looking at my watch and like, and then he's like, you lose control of the power. Boom, everyone drops through the ceiling. Now just crash down on top of everyone with all the air system. And it was like, you son of a bitch. But it was the best. And it was a total like, I think that's one of my favorite funny moments of all time. And it was total bullshit makeup, ad-lib. Great. So good. And it's just those little golden moments that it's like, sometimes the catastrophes are the fun things that stick. It was so cool.
Oh yeah. The failures stick to your memory.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you
something
especially
of it.
yeah, especially if you transform them into something fun.
Yeah.
You know, or
It's not a failure. It was actually like a really awesome pivotal moment when
you make if you make those failures be something that is remarkable, whether fun or like
part of
story changing, it will be forever remembered.
Literally.
We have spoken quite a lot though. It's been nearly 2 hours.
Well, we're waffling.
We're absolutely waffling.
It's a waffle, for sure.
And I think we could talk a lot more about many more. You haven't even told some of the stories that you told me before. No, you haven't. But we could sit here and talk for 6 hours, honestly, about D&D and RPG in general.
D&D.
I didn't even talk about Mage, which I also played for a while, and I think
Mage the Ascension.
it was amazing. Yeah,
Werewolf the
we
Apocalypse.
played Werewolf. Yeah, we even played the Changeling.
Yeah.
For 2 games.
Shiftery one.
No, that was the fairy one.
Changeling. Yeah.
And we only played 1 or 2 games. It's actually
Prometheus was the Mummy. Oh yeah, and the Mummy as well.
Oh yeah, there's still quite a lot of games to talk about. But maybe we'll do another episode on this thing, depending if people want us to talk more about.
Versus DVD.
Oh, good. DVD. Yeah, Pathfinder versus DVD. What? DVD? No, Blu-ray.
No way. That was a bit Stargate. What happened there? DVD?
D&D.
D&D.
We may do another episode. Let's see if people want us to talk more about D&D and role-playing games in general.
Yes.
Absolutely. But for now, I think we're going to stick with this. We're going to end here.
And we're going to stomp that waffle.
Absolutely. If you're still hearing and you're the only one who fell asleep listening to this, thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and comment and do all the funny stuff that you have to support us. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Yay.
I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.